Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Kevin Reeves and welcome to episode 1 of Keys to the Keys, which is my new video series on keyboard playing techniques and things that I do both live and in the studio, and some tips and tricks and sounds I like to use, things that allow me to have a unique keyboard performance experience and fun stuff like that. So one of the things I wanted to mess with today was acoustic guitar on a keyboard. I'm a pretty bad acoustic guitar player. I'm a pretty bad guitar player in general. I can kind of think parts and pick it up and, you know, make something happen, but it's not comfortable and it doesn't sound natural to me, and I'm just not very good. So a lot of what I do is use the keyboard to emulate a lot of real instruments. And one of the things I've learned how to do over the years is how to play acoustic guitar, or, you know, guitar in general, on a keyboard. Now, keyboard sounds, we all know, are kind of fake and really just not that great. I mean, we call it the cheesy keyboard sound. Oh, they have a cheesy keyboard guitar sound, you know. To demonstrate this, I've loaded up a guitar inside of Xpand, which is a newer example of this kind of okay but not so great kind of guitar sound. So this is Xpand 2 inside of Pro Tools. Right? Not so great. I mean, it sounds like a guitar, but it's really kind of, it sounds flat and kind of fake and whatever. Now I'm going to show you the first thing that every keyboard manufacturer gets wrong. Even some of the ones that should know better, like Apple, when they do all their EXS24 libraries, they get this wrong, and it's the release of the guitar. So the release is really high right now. Actually, the release is set to its default of 0. They never changed this. And so, like, if you're going to do some kind of, like, that sounds really not so great. Right? So first thing I do is I turn the release way down. Turn it down to like -70. There's a -50. We'll just crank it down. I'm using the keyboard, so I'm not grabbing the mouse. Well, go about here is fine. Yeah, 67. Yeah, see, now it's a little bit tighter. So we're getting there. Now it's got a little bit of a snappiness to it. So you could do like, right? So we're getting there. Now, let me figure out what knob it is, because I don't remember. It's not that one. There's an actual release sample inside of here. Now do you hear how it kind of sounds doubled? Dig it, dig it. So we're going to turn that, we're just introducing that a little bit. So now we've got this. Right? So that's a little bit better. That's the best I can get with this particular guitar sample. But now I'm going to show you something that'll blow your mind. So that is what we hear in most keyboards and most kind of entry-level software packages. You know, this one comes free with Pro Tools. It gets you by, right? Now let's get into the world of Kontakt, which Kontakt is a piece of software that lets you load instruments into it. Now this Xpand program that I was using, all like, what, 1,000 presets or something, take up about maybe 1.5 gigabytes. All right, so this gives you a sense of perspective. This one guitar that I'm about to play you, I think takes up like 3 or 4 gigabytes by itself. Now the Xpand sounds, all of them, including piano, bass, drums, strings, they all take up collectively maybe 1.5 gigs, 2 gigs. This one instrument from that I'm about to play you that's going to blow your mind is literally like a 3 or 4 gigabyte guitar. Now, Contact is this, like I said, this piece of software that lets you load instruments into it. It allows for a bunch of really deep and expressive programming done by the different manufacturers that make stuff for it. So this one is called the Ilya Efimov acoustic guitar. I'm going to play the same passage. Right? So you can do cool stuff like I was doing before. So it isn't perfect, but it's damn close. And when I'm doing demos for clients where they want to hear what an acoustic guitar might sound like in this piece of music they're writing, I can now go to something that sounds really close to real. So let me show you some of the things that they've added here. So there's scripting and programming in here that tries to figure out what I'm playing and make some assumptions. So I can play notes that are far apart like this, right? So it's letting me play all those notes because it's assuming I'm playing notes that are far apart. They're on different strings. Well, if I play two notes that are close together, like that, now it assumes that those two notes are on one string, so it's going to treat it like a hammer-on. So you can do kind of movements like this. I can almost do like lead lines. Right? So it isn't perfect. Right? I mean, that's really close. So one of the other cool things that this guitar library can do is there are keys that will actually strum the last notes that I've played. So that's pretty cool. So I can actually do something cool like right? You can also kind of do fast So another thing you can do is one of these key switches will actually let you slide from note to note. So if I hold this down and I go, right? So you can actually do like, right? So a little bit of programming goes a long way to some really cool, realistic sounding performances. So just to refresh your memory, here was the first guitar example. All right, and here's the second guitar example. All and that's guitar. And there are tons of these libraries out there for Contact. This is just one of many. This is the Ilya Efimov acoustic. There are the Evolution acoustic from Orange Tree Samples. There's the Hummingbird guitar from Promeny. There's a real guitar from Music Lab. There's a bunch of these libraries that do really well at giving you incredibly realistic acoustic guitar libraries for you to make music with. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, please leave some feedback in the comments. I'll be glad to answer them. And hopefully this was a good first video. So join me again for Keys to the Keys or whatever other crazy videos I might post. You never know. So watch this space for more. Thank you guys very much. I'm Kevin Reeves. Peace.